Failure is the stepping stone to success. There once lived a girl named Meena in a village surrounded by tall mountains and lush green fields. It was a place where life flowed as slow and steady as the nearby river. People lived simple lives, happy but not ambitious. They mostly grew rice on their small pieces of land and were content with their lot in life. Meena's family was no different. Her father had passed away years ago, and her mother stitched clothes for the neighbors, while Meena took care of their small farm. Every day she woke up before sunrise, tended to the fields and animals, and then raced home to help her mother. Afternoons were spent studying, but her school books felt like a distraction from her responsibilities. Every evening Meena helped her mom stitch clothes, their small house filled with the rhythmic clatter of the sewing machine and the murmur of their voices. Despite her humble beginnings and limited education, Meena dreamed of a better life. She wanted to break free from the cycle of poverty and become someone important. However, everyone around her, including her mother, thought these dreams were unrealistic. They believed that a girl with limited education and family support was destined for an ordinary life. But Meena didn't let their doubts dampen her spirit. One summer, she decided to defy expectations and change her life. She began by experimenting with their small piece of land. Instead of growing just rice, she planted a small patch of vegetables using a method she learned at a school workshop. She read books, experimented with different techniques, and worked extra hours under the hot sun. Yet despite her hard work, her vegetable patch struggled to thrive. At first, the villagers were amused by her efforts, but soon their amusement turned into ridicule. "What does she think she's doing?" they said. She should stick to rice like her mother did. But Meena didn't answer back. She worked silently, watered her plants every day, protected them from insects and wild animals, and kept hoping for the best. Meanwhile, the relentless rain continued to batter the land. One morning, Meena woke up to a flooded field. The heavy rain had destroyed everything she had worked for. Her vegetable patch was drowned in muddy water, and her hopes wilted like her submerged crops. Disappointed but not defeated, she sat near the broken fence. Her mother found her there and placed a hand on her shoulder. She expected tears, anger, or frustration, but Meena surprised her. She looked up and said calmly, "It failed. But I didn't. I learned what not to do next time." Sitting by the muddy fence, Meena didn't just see ruined plants. She saw a list of lessons written in the soil. She learned about drainage, about choosing the right crops, and about never trusting the weather blindly. 2 weeks later, Meena's dedication caught the attention of an agricultural officer from the nearby town. He visited her and was surprised, not by her success, but by her calm and composed reaction to the flood. When he asked her about her experience, she didn't try to impress him with false positivity or excuses. She told him honestly what worked, what didn't, and what she'd do differently. Impressed by her honesty and resilience, the agricultural officer invited her to a Young Rural Innovators program. Despite her initial hesitation, Meena eventually agreed. Although she didn't win first prize, she gained valuable knowledge and confidence. At the end of the event, she was invited to join a 6-month learning program in town. It was her first time living outside the village, and she faced many challenges, including homesickness and cultural differences. But she persevered, determined to make the most of this opportunity. 6 months later, when Meena returned to her village, the villagers barely recognized her. She was still the same barefoot girl with suntan skin, but her eyes twinkled with knowledge, confidence, and hope. Meena no longer carried just the weight of survival. She carried the spark of possibility. She shared her knowledge with the villagers and inspired them to improve their farming techniques. Over the years, Meena's reputation grew. She became a role model for the village, proving that with hard work and determination, one can achieve their dreams. Dear friend, life will sometimes hit you hard. Sometimes you'll give your best and things will still go wrong. That's not a sign you should quit. It's a sign you're learning. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Just like Meena, turn your failures into lessons and keep moving forward. Don't let temporary setbacks define you. Remember, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, but the most adaptable. Your ability to learn and change is your greatest strength. So keep trying, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. Your time will come.